This conference will now be recorded.
Hope I guess everyone is joined. All right. Any new folks are joined today? One or two people, any new people are joined again? Okay, all right. So let's
Yeah, I have joined.
Is there?
Yeah, I'm sure I have joined. Today is my first class.
Yeah, all right. Okay, no issues. Just to try to understand what is happening here. Okay, because you are already just missed of 3 to 4 sessions. Okay, try to understand what is happening. Okay.
Okay.
All right. So yesterday we are talking about the discussion on the recruitment phase of army. So the problem is they want to recruit.
Can you unmute the video? Can you unmute the video? Actually, I'm seeing the video only. The new guy.
Okay. Please put yourself hide, guys. Anyone unknowingly clicking on
hide the
something?
video. Yeah, the
sure,
video
sir.
is coming now.
Sure.
All right. So come back. So what I'm talking? Yeah, there is a project recruitment is happening, and it is for army recruitment, and it is for So what is the problem? 10,000 people they need within the 5 days of time. They want the 10,000 people. It is need for within 5 days, and all this recruitment, all this qualification should be done. That means the person, every person of the 10,000 should be qualified with all these criteria. The question is height. How much of height should be asked? So Indian, graduation, male, age, these all can be verified through like your Aadhaar card or something like that. But we are not able to realize what to be asked as the height criteria. Shall I ask 4 feet? Shall I ask 5 feet or 5 or 6, 6.5 feet, 7 feet? We are not known exactly. So even imagine, I also don't have the database to check in the last recruitment phase how the height criteria has been taken. Let's imagine like that. In the last time, let's imagine that it was happened with the last 5 years or 10 years back. Okay, and we don't have that database as well to verify that what height criteria to be asked. Let's imagine, it is making freshly they are taking up. As I say, if you take the minimum number into the criteria, chances are very high that you may get a lots of people. We want 10,000 people, and the people has arrived of like 10 lakhs of people, which has become very hard for me again to filter out the process. If I take the highest number like 6.5 feet or 7 feet, what happens? Very few people will come into the picture. So again, this will be a problem for me. So I need to give a proper number. I need to mention that, a proper number. But how to get that proper number? That means I need to calculate the, first of all, average Indian height. In the current situation, what is the average Indian height? Because if you observe here, if you go centuries years back, every Indian height will have a good height actually from the all the places. But what happens? Because of global economic conditions, that it has been changed. Okay, and we are not getting the right hygienic food. So there are a lot of changes happening around within this 100 years. So it will be impacts on the kids, the newly born kids. So obviously, though their growth is not up to the maximum level what actually should be there. That is what the problem. So that's that. Okay. So come back. So here, so let's imagine this project. This project, they are not known. Army people has not got the confusion how to take the data and what height to be taken, how to collect the people and what height to be given the advertisement. Okay, So this is become a project now. So this project is received to us now. Let's imagine this project received to us. So this is our institute, GIC institute. Okay. Now what I will do. So it's a prestigious project. Okay. So what I will do. Yeah, I need to first of all. What is the problem here? Finding out the average Indian height. If I know what is average Indian properly, yeah, then it is easy for me to put the same value here. If I know the current average Indian height, what is the height actually, I can put the same number here. That is what my focus. Because I don't know exactly what is the average Indian height nowadays. That's the problem. Okay. Now what I need to do? Tell me guys. I need to collect the data. Right? Collect the data. So the question is from where I need to collect the data. Okay. Now what I done? I have 10 people here. So I asked Shiva, go and collect the data. I asked Shiva, go and collect the data. So how the data is being collected? How much of data is required, guys? How much of data it is required for me? Can anyone guess? We have here how much people we have generally here now in India?
Actually, if
130
you
crores.
see, it will be around 80 to 90 crores the male, but we have to take samples, right? So
Yes. So
I
let's
think
imagine, yeah, as you say, males, age, these are all, yeah, including of 130 crores only, male, age or female. Let's imagine that it is 100 crores. Plus or minus, I just give a number because we are also not sure. Is it 80 or 90 or 70? So what we will be calling this kind of data? This is calling as population data. This will be calling as population data. So within the 5 days, I need to collect every person and their height. Within these 5 days, I need to collect every person and their height. So I asked Shiva to go and do this work. Is it possible or not? Tell me guys, is it possible or not?
no.
No, it's a very
Not
difficult.
possible. Why not possible? Because within the 5 days, on meeting of 100 C people, impossible, no? Impossible. Even how much of resources, if I put here, even though it is not possible, no? Meeting up every Indian of all the corners and taking their heights. That's why it is called as averageness. So what I can do? Yeah, I can collect only the sample of the data. I can collect only the sample of the data. That means I need to collect some people which are possible with me. How much of sample we collect here? Depends upon the budget. How much of resources that you have, how much of budget you have, how much of time. So all these are matter, right? Time, resources. Based on all these three things, how much of sample can be collected, those much of sample can be done. Let's imagine, yeah, when I asked our friend Shiva to go and collect this data, yeah, he's ready to take this work. So he was asked how much. So I just said within 5 days, how many people can we collect? Let's say 100 people. Within this 5 days, he can collect up to 100. All right? Yeah. So how is going to do? Let's do it. So imagine this is it. So here I am going to do something, guys. Okay. Let's not worry how I am going to generating these things at this moment. I'm going to discuss about this thing, how this tool is getting added here. We'll discuss in the coming classes. Okay. So let's focus on what is happening. Okay. So this is what now. Let's imagine this is the overall population data. Let's imagine we have only 20,000 only. Instead of 100 crores, I'm taking as 20,000 only, because I cannot generate the data of 100 crores. Na? Excel is not sufficient for us. Okay. So let's imagine we have the total people 20,000 only. Okay. From there, now I ask to Shiva, go and collect the data. So what he will do now? He will go every place. So where he is to meet? So we are at the Bangalore. So based on his budget, if I have to collect the data, so what he will do generally? He may collect the data around his places, or he may collect the data from the all over the regions. Which one is correct? Collecting the data from the all over the regions, right? If I collect the data within my place, what happens? That becomes a biasedness. Data may collecting with a biased nature. But what is what we want actually? The data should be collecting from the all over the places, which is required. So that data is what called unbiased data. So always my data should be in the unbiased nature. So let's imagine he's doing the same thing. So don't worry about what I am doing here. We'll discuss, again I'm telling, we'll discuss in the coming classes. So now Shiva has collected the 100 people's height. So what he was done? Yeah, if I check this number, this will be somewhere in the my population data. Yes. So it is at the row of 4059. Good to follow? Similarly, if I take another number, something like this. This person also available somewhere around the 979th row, 979th row. So how the data is collected? It is here in centimeters. So the person's height is in 178.411 centimeters. I'm not taking 5 feet inches, 5 feet, 6 feet, those inches. I'm calculating the centimeters. Okay, guys. So these are the numbers in the form of in the units of centimeters. 173.8, 175.80, 162.384. Is that okay? Now tell me, what is the problem here? Calculating the average Indian height. Now what should we do? What should be done in the next? Tell me, guys. What shall I do for the next step?
Out of this sample, you have to calculate the mean of this, right?
Mean or average, right? Let's do it. Let's do it. So Shiva collected something here, average. Yes, so average I got as 170.272. Is there any other technical values I can calculate it here? Someone's mic is getting on, guys. Please, once you answer, please again put off your mic. Okay? Yeah. So what other technical things I can do it here, guys? Is it right? First of all, I can also calculate a few more things. Na? Minimum number, that means the shortest person. Maximum number, that means the tallest person. Agree? Minimum. So if you new to that Excel, yeah, what I'm doing, just I'm using the average function which is available, equal to, you need to use equal to average of all the rows from column 2 in the C column, row number 2 to 101th row. You need to use like this. Okay. Yeah, minimum of all the values again from row 2 to last row. I selected it at the same time. Yeah, bracket close. So you will get the shortest person. I don't know who is, but the 142 centimeters only. Similarly, max, that means maximum height. Again, the same thing, maximum function, C2 row to C101 column. So 193.98, that is the maximum height. It is the tallest person in this sample group. Now tell me guys, like it, some mathematical operations I can do now. What is the minimum number? What is the maximum number? What is the average number? There are some other things also can be done. Yes. Now tell me, is the Shiva which is collected is the right number or not? The way Shiva is done is the procedure. He's taken the right or not. That means, shall I consider 170 here, saying that total average Indian height is 170, 170.2. Yeah, 170.2. I am not compromising with the decimals. Okay. Yeah. Do you think, is it right? The
No.
Shiva, what he was done, his work is right?
No, because he has selected only from only one region, right?
No, he is. Yeah, that's the question. Okay. I'm not sure how the person gone and collected the data. I gave some money. They got the budget. So does he meet all the people, or does he meet only the around Bangalore? I'm also not sure. Shiva should know about this. So what should I do now? Let me check how many other people are there. Okay. So next time, this time Shubham. Let's pick up the Shubham. I'm just looking for the names. Yes. So now got a doubt on the Shiva, whether Shiva is really gone or not. Someone has raised a concern that does he collect the data within the circle or he's gone somewhere. So let's do it. So Shubham, I asked Shubham, I call him Shubham, please Shubham, do this work. I need to do this work on an immediate basis. All right. So what Shubham will do now? Shubham also started meeting the people from column A that is available, and he is also meeting the 100 people again. And yes, the whatever the data is collected, yeah, he is giving the values here. All right, the same exercise I have done. Now if you check this person's information also, definitely somewhere he will be available in the overall like this 3955 row. Now tell me, will I get the same values if I calculate the average or different? Will I get the same values of average or different?
Different.
Different you should get. Yes. I got this time 169.807. So obviously the minimum value, maximum value will be also get changed. Now tell me, is the Shiva's value is perfect or Shubham's values is perfect? Who is actually doing the correct job? We are not looking at the behind the person and observing him. Yeah, he's moving all the places from the region, or he's doing only the business in the within the bank. We are not sure. So how to decide that who is doing correct job?
Both are done the correct job. The sample is different.
So which one is correct then? 170, shall I take 172.2 is correct or 169.8 is correct? You got my problem, right guys? I need to calculate and tell the average Indian height, and we are assuming that both are doing right. But finally, I need to give one answer only, na? Shall I go 170.2 is the best answer or 169.80 is the best answer?
You have to go with the mean of both the values, whatever we have got, right? 172, 170 and 169.
All right. So someone has suggested, yeah, let's take the average again on these two values. So 170.04. This is what someone is asked. So what I will do now this time. So still I am getting it out. Even Shubham has also done the same data collection. I mean, he's done the right or wrong. I also not sure. So what I asked again, currently, because go and collect the data. Again, because also doing the same job. Okay, he is also gone for 100 people searching. Yes. So when I checked, because average, I got again 170.5. It is highest among all, right? First, this one is 170.2, 169.8. Again, it is increased 170.5. Now, the question is, if I take the same way, how you suggested, average of these two will give the best results. I'm doing the same thing. Average of all these three. Will I get 170.04? The value is changed. Now this value is correct, or this value should I follow? Whose value is best? So look, able to follow, guys. What is the problem? Technical problem that we are not getting the conclusion. We are not able to find the perfect value. If you look out, sometimes I am getting 170.04. If you, as I say, average. Now this time 170.216. If I ask someone also collect the data, he will also give another number. So there is a chance that this number may again reduce it to some 169 or 168 or values. Now, my mean is not going to be consistent anywhere, na? Even individual means also not going to be consistent anywhere, na? See, it is 170.2. It is gone back again. It is getting increased. So out now we have 5 different means. The more number of times if you sampled it again, the variety different averages that you always get. So what is the best one? How to decide that which mean is the actual mean? I don't have that much of budget to perfectly calculate the total population, but my work is what? Within the sample only I need to come to the conclusion. So that is what you are going to do. So in the real time also, when you are handling a project, you are trying to estimate the total big data analysis. Your answers is going to be based on the total big data results. But what you are working on? The sample data, because you are not going to commit the data which contains of, as I say, yeah, it's 1000 GB data or 1000 terabytes data or some other terabyte data. You are not going to process the data. You are going to collect only some sample of data, the way the first person who Shiva collected or Shubham collected or Vikas collected. All the 3 people have done their job independently, correct only. But we will working only on the one sample data. Within the one sample data, what you are calculating, from there only you are estimating on the total population. So here actually the true average is what here? True average is this one. This is the perfect value. This is what actually the true average Indian height. But in the real time, I am not exactly know what is this value. On what we are collecting, we are expecting that the value will be same. Because we are not sure about this value. This is what called population data and their average. And you collected the sample average. But how can you decide that is Shubham's value is more nearest to the population average, Or Shiva's average value is more nearest to the population average, or because average value is more nearest to the population average. How you are going to decide? When you are not enough when you are not having enough resources to calculate the population average, how you are going to decide that whose average is best? Able to understand, guys? So how to solve this one? So that's why I cannot calculate this total thing. I cannot calculate this total thing, but I can give a sufficient interval. I can give a sufficient interval saying that how many times even the persons like Shiva, Shubham, because still they collect the data. Definitely I can challenge you that, okay, the average of anyone's is going to lie under that specific interval. What does it mean? Let's imagine interval means what? A specific range. Interval means a specific range, like this. Like this. So let's imagine 169. I'm just giving some number, okay, to 172.5. So I am going to construct a specific interval. So how I'm going to construct? We are going to discuss. Okay, I'm going to construct a specific interval, and I'm going to say that, how many times if we collect the sample data and their average, okay, definitely my average is going to lie under this interval. So instead of, so what does it mean here? What we are doing, instead of taking the average number and spreading, instead of taking the average number and telling to the client, we are going to tell that, yeah, an interval. Instead of telling a one specific value, I'm going to suggest to the client saying that, yeah, this is the interval that you can expect, because how many times you make it, average or even the total population average also definitely going to lie under this interval. So how I am going to construct? That is what we are going to learn. So your job is also doing the same thing, to identify the population average data. That is your big data response. Okay, so you are going to apply some technique from the given data. So what I'm going to do, let me show you. Don't worry, again I'm telling how this construction is happening. I'm going to discuss in the coming classes. Again, so we have template here. Okay, so this template is also, which is an inbuilt feature even in your Python. So those Python will also gets calculate these things, but how it is getting calculated, we'll talk later. Okay, so what I'm going to do, so in the real time, you are not going to collect the data like this again and again. The whatever the data first time you collected, that is, we are expecting that it is an unbiased data. So I am taking this data as it is. As I said now, with the help of only sample data, I will calculate what? This is a specific interval. With the help of sample data only, I'll calculate this specific interval. So let's calculate what is the specific interval. So I'm copying this one and I'm putting in this template. Okay, so I got a value here saying that 167.6077. So that means here this one 167.60, yes, and 172.93, 172.93. That's it. So no, let's not worry about how this Excel is doing. Okay, we'll discuss later. So instead of telling and saying that yeah, what is the average Indian height? I will tell that definitely my true average Indian height. That means this person, this population data, true average Indian height definitely is going to lie under this interval. Instead of saying 170, we should be there average. Instead of saying 169, should be there average. Because this is getting changed, it is not in a proper balance. Depends upon the person to person. My average is plus or minus, it is getting happening. So instead of saying one number, I'm going to say that this interval will be the definite value will be there. In this interval, you will have the respective specific average value. If you check again, the true average Indian, how much you got? 170.004. So let's check. Is this true average Indian height is lying under this interval or not? Is it lying, guys? True average Indian height is 170.00 is lying under this interval. Agree? So that means what? In real time, you are not known exactly even this number also. We are not known. But I am able to estimate this interval. That is what your job. I am able to estimate this interval with the help of sample data only. And I'm expecting that definitely my true average Indian height is also going under, yeah, will be calculated somewhere under this. Is it clear, guys? Any questions from anyone?
Is this interval is the third standard deviation you have taken? Both
Is this
sides?
interval? Come again?
This interval, whatever you have calculated, right? Is
Yeah.
it using that standard deviation?
Yes, yes.
Okay.
With the help of standard deviation. Don't worry.
Hmm.
We'll discuss how those interval is calculating. That's what I'm telling you. Now, understand the outlier portion of this project. How internally is getting calculated with what mathematical terms that we are using, we will talk later. So understand the concept. So you are going to tell your client saying that, yeah, minimum 167.60. If you take, yeah, you will get the proper number as per your expectations. You will get the proper number as per your. So you are not going to say for this problem, because depends upon the project to project. You may say minimum is important or the total interval will be important. Depends upon the project to project. You may going to say the minimum number. So will you say like now army people, I want the height under between 167 to 172? Will anyone will say you should not have more than 6 feet, otherwise I don't take? Is there any recruitment will be like that? They will say the minimum height should be there. If you go even police recruitment or any other recruitment, they will talk about the minimum height. They don't ask about if you reach tallest height, we won't take it. Nobody will say. So in this example, 167 is the minimum they will you are going to suggest. Clear, guys? So in the real time also, we are going to do, you are going to face this kind of intervals. Can anyone tell? When did you observe in your daily life? Let me tell an example here, where you will do this, where you could have observed this kind of interval. So, you know how dengue will be attacked? When you get the dengue, you are okay. First of all, let me come to the point. So first of all, what happens when you go for the doctor? You got severe headache, body pains, and all those things. So they will ask to take some medicines. When you go for the doctor, for first 3 days, please use these medicines. After 3 days also, these things are not getting under control. Fever, body pains and all. So what doctor will do now? Can anyone tell what doctor will ask for you after 3 days? No idea.
Blood test. Blood test.
Yeah, blood test. Blood test. That is what they will do. They will ask for give some 5 ml of blood. Did they ever ask total blood? What is required? Na? They can ask, but if they ask, if you give, what happen? You will die. Agree? You will be die. So here, the sample of blood that you will taken from your body. The same thing here also. Sample of information. So here, the total blood from your body is what? The population blood. What is the availability in your body? That is what population blood. It is available, but I cannot take it. How much of amount is required? I will take it. So he will take generally 5 ml or 3 ml from your body, and it will be sending to the test. So after doing the test, if it is something really infected in your body, we will realize. Of course, we are not the technical background of those people, but how the doctor will realize? They will check. There is something called combined blood picture test, CBP test. Something is it? Combined blood picture test. So in the combined blood picture test, there will be something called white blood. What is it? White cells will be there, na?
White blood cell and red blood cell.
Yes, those white blood cells will be there, na? So those range actually for the male people will be different and female people will be different. Like this, I guess. Not remember exactly. Let me tell. So for male people, those blood cells should be between 4 to 6 lakhs. Those blood cells should be 4 to 6 lakhs. So whenever your white blood cells are getting decreased from your body, you will be affected with dengue. That is the issue. So if the count, when the test reports come to the doctor, he will check the first thing, this one, white blood cells, how many it is there in his body. If he see that it is getting less than 4 lakhs, he will understand, yeah, the person is affected with dengue. That is the reason. So immediately they will ask, give some medicines, and they will try to see to improve the number to fall back into the within the 4 lakhs to 6 lakhs range. So why it is fixed as 4 lakhs to 6 lakhs? That means what? They could have already tested many times in his previous experience. Okay, not only this doctor, the technology itself, and all the normal people, when they checked out, they could have found that every person, for the male people, their white blood cells should be under 4 to 6 lakhs. That is what their estimation. So when the patient come to him and they check him, and they are able to see that this number is not falling under that specific interval, then he is coming to the conclusion that, yeah, your body is infected with some dengue or something else. Able to follow, guys? So that interval is what? Yes, this is that interval. So your value is falling under that specific interval or not. If it is not falling, something wrong in your body. If it is falling, it is not the reason. You're getting headaches or body pains. It does not mean that it is a dengue. It is some other reason. But definitely is not a dengue. Is it clear, guys? In real time, where you are calculating this interval, this is what called, actually, I mentioned a specific interval. It is what called confidence interval. We are calculating a confidence interval and saying that definitely 99% I am sure that, okay, your average value is going to lie under this interval. If you check back, and we have seen the same thing is happened. Is it clear, guys? How the thing is happening in the real time? In which situation? So when you get the data, you are also going to estimate these kind of values. So how the process is happening? That is what we are going to learn. So the kind of calculations whatever the calculations that you are making on the sample data is what called, okay, let me write here. So whatever the calculations that we are making on the sample data is called descriptive statistics. Descriptive statistics. Okay, that means these calculations. There are many other things also gets calculated here. Okay, I just told only average, minimum, maximum because these are the well-known names for everyone. But what other mathematical calculations that can be done, we'll discuss later. Okay, so these all things from the sample data what you are calculating. Okay, those all will be called as descriptive statistics. And with the help of descriptive statistics, okay, applying some additional theory. With the help of descriptive statistics, applying some additional theory, and we are estimating what? Inferential statistics. We are estimating the inferential statistics. So what does it mean? Whatever the calculations that you are doing from the sample data is descriptive, but whatever the values that it is coming here, okay, and we are applying some additional theory, and we are trying to estimate the population average. So that is what called inferential statistics. So our discussion from now, we are going to discuss what is descriptive and what is inferential statistics in detail for the next 1 week, 10 days classes. Is it clear, guys? When to calculate descriptive or when to calculate inferential? That is what we are going to discuss in the coming classes. Now, everyone is clear what is sample and what is population? You would understand what is sample? Sample, when my population data is available with me, like, so population means never expect, don't estimate always. Population means Indian population only. The terminology is like that, population, but it does not mean that always talking about the total population only. If I asking about the total blood from the body, patient body, it is also a total population blood. You would understand, guys, what I'm talking? It is also the information of a total body blood. So population means it's not about the people information. It can be anything, the large amount of information. The large amount of information where I cannot collect, okay, that term is what called population. I can write like this: any large item which I cannot collect, even it is available with us, right? Even which is available with us, still I cannot collect. Any large item which I cannot collect, which is in big size, okay, which is in big size, is called population. Is it clear, guys, what I'm talking? So when we call a sample, a small part of that population, a subset, right? A subset part of the whole population is called a sample. a subset part of the whole population is called sample. That means when you are dealing with the project, initially to start up your analysis, you has to work starting with the sample data only, because your systems is not have such a high capacity machines. It is not such a high capacity machines that it can control and it can work on the total population data at a time. So that's why you has to collect only some sample data only. You has to work only on the sample data, and you are taking the estimations what you observed. From the suggestions what you observed, those will be considered as the results or the conclusions by your clients. Able to follow, guys? And what you are doing, and your estimate, you are applying some additional theory. You are calculating something and you are applying some additional theory, some mathematics or statistics, and we are trying to estimate, and we are focusing on the total population data could be the what could be the results. So that's why a doctor also take the 5 ml of body, 5 ml of blood from your body, and he will observe that yeah, your blood is like this. I mean, your white blood cells is less than 4 lakhs. So obviously your total population blood is also will have the same issues. That's why you are facing this problem. Is it clear, guys, how the real-time situation will be happen? So tell me, anyone, when you will do this sample collection in the real time? I said already, you are doing this kind of exercises in every day. Tell me in real life where you are applying this one. No idea. Sorry, I could not hear your voice.
Opinion poll kind of thing.
Opinion poll,
Yes,
exit
opinion poll. Correct. Exit polls, opinion polls. Yes, whenever the elections has done, so they can't wait till results comes out, na? So they want an immediate action and understand. So what they will do, this journalist and all the people, they will talk with the people who voted at the end there. Then they'll ask, yeah, whom do you vote? If they said BJP or this one, they will take out those answers and they will put it aside. Any more? So when you go for the grocery, right? So you need to purchase a rice bag. What you will do there? You will purchase total rice bag at a time, or you will look for some grains you will take in your hands and you will look for a sampler now. Without looking, you don't purchase, right? Without listening my demo classes, you won't join, right? Agree or not? It's a real practical situation, or
Yeah.
not? Without listening the demo sessions, how you will believe me? How you will pay it? How should I believe that the person is going to make you understand well or not? So you will have that question. So you will listen for 3 to 5 classes or 10 classes, whatever. But those are not what? A sample that you are collecting as much as. So listening up all these 5 to 10 classes, you will get to the conclusion. Yes, I need to join here. If I want to learn data science, I need to join here. If you like it. If you don't like it, I will try to for some other option, because your expectations are understandings might be not up to that mark. So this is also one of the reason. I mean, this is also one of the way collecting a sample or not. What you will do when you are watch movie? Directly will jump and watch that movie, or you will ask your friends, how was the movie? So everyone will do what? Looking for the movie ratings, or they will ask for the friends who already watched, or they will look at that YouTube, or so there are many ways out there. No? You can't ask every person who watched the movie. First day of morning show, how many people watch a movie? Lakhs of people will watch it one shot, no? Lakhs of crores of people will watch. If it is a worldwide release, crores of people will watch that movie at one time. But you want the exact feedback of all the crores of people. Is it possible to collect that every person's feedback? No, no. That is what called population data. What you can do? You can collect only the sample data. You can collect only the sample data. In the terms of how you are going to collect, as I say, you look out for Facebook and you will see the comments, or you will ask for friends, or you will read for some articles. There are many ways out there. Reading up all this 10-15 people's information, then you will come to the conclusion, yes, I can take a chance, or definitely watchable, or no need to watch. Simply you can drop, you can save the money. This is what the conclusion. So there also you are making the same thing, sample collection only, and taking the decision on the population, whether should I go watch the movie or not. Is it clear, guys? Everyone is clear? Please respond immediately.
Yes, yes.
Yes.
In the chat window, they can respond.
Yes.
How many people are clear or not? If anyone is not clear, because this is the basic information which is really important to understand before going for the further explanations. Because if you don't understand at the beginning itself, there is a lot of confusion that you may get. So that is what.
Yeah, I
So
have one
going
doubt.
forward, yeah, tell me, Rakesh.
This is Giridhar. Yeah, I have one small doubt. We'll get an sample data for analysis, or we'll get an real-time data for analysis?
No, real-time data only, na? See, what? Real-time data or sample data? Data itself is data. There is no dummy data that we are going to get. Right? Yeah. Yeah, there is no dummy data we are going to get. We will have the real-time data only. I mean, you are asking about our classes, or you are asking about the real-time situation?
Real-time situation, I'm asking.
See, yes. Always you are going to choose the sample data from the real-time data only. See, when the project receives to you, okay, and we need to start up the analysis. And our data is somewhere in the stored in the server, which contains a large amount of data. When my large amount of data, it is available with me, but my systems, my computers is not sufficient to run such a high amount of data. My system, let's imagine my system is 500 GB capacity with 6 GB RAM. Let's imagine. And the data is like it is in terabytes. The size itself is not sufficient to save into my system, to pull into my system. So what we need to do? We will take some. That's why I said now in the beginning of my classes, they will cluster the data. They will make some partitions the data. They will put into a proper format. Okay, so that how much of data it is able to catch by you, your system should be able to take those. So you are going to take those small part of sample part of the data from the whole set. You can't do that, and your work is initiated with the sample data only, and whatever the changes, yeah, analysis, conclusions, whatever that you are making at that moment, yeah, everything is on the sample data, and you need to prepare your analysis in a such a way that the data still, if it is getting changed, but my conclusion is not going to change. If you see, I said 167.60 to 172.9. Now, if you go back here, observe here, the second person's average 169 point. It is also still lying under this interval or not? The third person's average 170.568. It is also lying under this interval or not? So this conclusion should make perfect. That's what I'm talking. That means even my sample data is keep on changing every turn. Okay, my analysis is not going to be wrong. That is what you are going to train the things. That is what you are going to construct your analysis. If your analysis is constructed in such a way that not required of any changes, then it won't impact. If something is really impacted, that's why my interval, I have said what, 99% only. Why I'm saying 1% leaving out? Because 1% I'm not sure. 1% could be हो सकता है. It can be happens anything in 1%. So that's what. If you suddenly, if I see tomorrow, I'm saying that 100%, 99% there is no rainfall tomorrow, and suddenly if the cloud comes to the picture and if it's started raining, So I'm not confident at that moment. Do you think suddenly Modi will, or PM, how he'll take the sudden actions? You know it. I can't comment on it. No? Nobody can expect. Suddenly cancelling the on the 500,000 rupees notes. Suddenly taking the decision on how it is impacted, that we are not sure. No? So, but 99% as the way how we are expecting, the same thing will be happening, but 1% could be also whatever, I don't know. 1% could, it can be happens anything, right? Yeah.
Yeah.
So even
Other,
yes, yes,
yeah.
yes,
One more doubt I have. See,
yes.
see the sampling data we collect through survey, right? And survey is a human being, means we do the
Yes,
survey and we make
yes,
sure that our sample data contains the maximum external factors like demography, and
yes,
it will contain all the regions, means maximum
yes,
probability we want to cover in that sample data, right? So
yes,
this is
yes,
physically I know, and that's why I told my journalist to cover maximum area, take the
yes,
data
yes,
while collecting
yes,
any opinion pool, right? I make sure
yes,
that I
yes,
will cover both the urban as well as rural area, so
yes,
that my prediction will come accurate, right?
yes,
But
yes, yes,
while doing this analysis through my system or in a big data cluster, right? So
yes, yes,
because I don't have any AI capability, so
yes,
that it will calculate that, okay, let me take the
yes,
data from rural because I have a cluster of data, right? So
yes, yes.
how to put that intelligence into the data?
Hmm. So that is what I said now. There is something called a cross validation technique in our steps. In my beginning of my classes, I said maybe day before yesterday. We have 10
Yes, yes,
steps
yes,
in the project life cycle. So there is a
yes.
topic called cross validation. So my
Okay.
model, what I done here, it should not impact on the basis of a biased data, because as you say, in these cases, physically we are collecting the data that we are able to solve. But when a data which contains of large amount which is stored in my already server, I am not sure, because as I say, we are not actually the true collector, but still we are believing that data could be right, and we are making the we are carry forwarding your analysis. That's why we are applying some more additional techniques. That's why we are applying some more additional techniques, so that those biased kind of information should be erased. So in this case, what is biased? In this case, if you are collecting the data only around the South Indian, only in the Bangalore area, then it becomes what? Biased information. When you collect the data according to the regions wise, then it is what called unbiased. So your data in the servers may be biased or unbiased, you are also not sure. Nobody will have an idea. Even client will have an idea. Even you are also not idea. Nobody will not having any idea. So what is our job? I need to remove such a biasedness kind of information from the given sample data. So when you are applying some more additional techniques going forward, you are also going to take care those steps, making some additional techniques there, as I said, cross validation and all those things. So those things will help us to remove such a biasedness. Yesterday I shown you an example of age data. A person who has a 38 years of age is also mixing with a 20 to 30 years of age. Okay, so that means what? 90% of my students is between 20 to 30 years, and one person is including 38 years. So this one person is like a biasedness. This is impacting on an average of my age of my students or not. So I'm not saying he's not right. He's also right. He also have a importance. But in this current situation, I cannot make him include into the all the 20 to 30 under age. So that person is like a biased. So I will try to find out those biased data from the given sample data, and I will try to put it side when I take in the conclusions. Like when I take in the average calculation, simply if I say, when I take in the average calculation, I am going to put him side. Is it clear, because now? So
Yes,
what
yes, sir.
techniques what techniques are we are going to apply? That is what we are going to learn. That's what. It's an advanced system. Maybe 1.5 months, 2 months of later, we will come to that point. At the time, you will get to know why and how I'm going to do that. But yeah, to be simplicity, yes, I'm telling that, yeah, how, because that's what, when you are working with the 10,000 rows or 1 lakh rows, now you are not aware who is biased and who is unbiased. So you are going to filter out those people with your techniques. That is what you are going to do. All right, guys. Anyone has any questions still? Please come out if you have any questions.
Here, when you were doing this, I mean, explaining what the example of height, I see that you have applied a random function to generate the data,
Yes.
right? In Excel.
Yes.
So
Yes.
that means, yeah. So to generate the sample out of the existing, I mean, population, we are using random sampling technique. I mean, for this example.
Yes.
So
Yes,
is that
yes.
like do we follow always random sampling, or do we have any other mechanism as well in terms of
Yes,
collecting?
again depends. Yes. I got your point. Depends upon what sampling that you are required to take. You are going to apply the difference. There are different sampling methods is there. Okay. It is not the right time, but I will tell you. You are asking me the question, so let's make it clear. So sampling techniques are there are 3 types are there. One is a simple random sampling. Another one is a stratified random sampling. Another one is what do you say? Systematic random sampling. Okay. So in generally, simple random sampling means I don't have any issue from wherever the data that you collect. Okay. Let's imagine you have a 5 red balls, 5 green balls in a bag. Okay. So from those bag, you closed your eyes and you are picking of the balls. So there is a chances that you are taking 3 balls. Okay. Out of 10 balls, you are taking 3 balls. There's a chances that all the red balls, it will come to your hand, all green balls are mixed. So it is a simple random sampling. So I'm not interested. Will I get red balls into my hands or will I get a green balls in my hands? So there is no filtering kind of thing that we are doing. Okay. Now what is my interest now? What is my interest? I want, let's say this time I'm taking 4 balls. So I want 2 red balls and I want 2 green balls. So what I need to do? First of all, I will separate red balls into separate box and I will put into other box, green balls into another box. From those, here I will take 2 different 2 balls from this bag and another from another bag I will take another 2 balls of green balls. So properly what you are expected, the same kind of ratio is got into your hands or not. Similarly, now in this case, if the person is collecting in this area, according to the problem that you need to decide, shall I go with a simple random sampling technique or shall I go with the stratified random sampling? So the person, if he collect only on the Bangalore area surroundings, it has become what? Simple random sampling. If you are wantonly giving a percentage of ratio, I mean the percentage of importance, let's imagine 100 people I said, na? Okay. So you are prepared your definition in such a way that from every state I need to meet 10 people. From every state I need to minimum 10 people. That means 10 states, if you meet 100 people will be enough. Everyone understand this? That means what? You are taking the 10 people from Karnataka and you are taking the 10 people from Maharashtra, you are taking the 10 people from Gujarat, like that you are going to collect. So that is what called stratified random sampling. So that's all. So because my project, in this army project, it is expected to take the, it is giving chance to take the every state an important role. So in such cases, I will prioritize the stratified random sampling. If it is like a blood sample from your body, okay, so I will take simple random. It is not required that shall I take the blood from your stomach or shall I take the blood from your hands or legs or where? Because wherever you collect the data, every data is going to be same. There is no impact on my results. Is it clear, guys? Where I need to apply simple random sampling and where I need to apply stratified random sampling? Going forward, when the discussions will come, again I will explain these things in little detail. Okay, depends. That's what depends on the project that what you are handling. Yeah, you are going to focus. You are going to focus. So in some cases, In some cases, I want the ratio of 50% of male people, 50% of female people. So I want the perfect answers from the both categories. So in such cases, how much of sample I got it, and how many people are male inside that, and how many people are female, I will check it. 70-30 ratio is there. That means there is a improper balance. 70% male is there, 30% female is there. That means some improper balance is happening. So what I need to do, I will focus. I will try to collect some more data. Okay, another 20 people or another 50 people to make this again 50-50 ratio. That means that's what my problem is. 50% should be male, 50% female. That is what earlier decided. So if the data what I received is not up to that mark, it is an imbalanced way. So definitely my conclusion is not going to right. So definitely I'll take separates and I will collect the data accordingly. Clear, guys? Everyone? Yes. So I'm expecting everyone is understanding what is happening today. Yeah. So tomorrow I'm starting the basic statistics from the today's class, and we are going to discuss again. That means what you learned in this Excel sheet now. From this again, I'm going to turn up into our basic statistics. Okay. Please remember these concepts. Yeah. So that's all for today. Let's meet up tomorrow. All right, guys.
Thank you. Sure, sir.
Yeah.